today, timer of the meeting, and my role to ensure that speakers keep time allocated to. And I have 3 cards. One is a green card, the second is the yellow card, and the third is the red card. They'll be raising the at 6 minutes the yellow card, and 7 minutes I raise the and at 3 minutes the red card. Table topics at 1 minute I raise the green card, at 1.5 minutes I raise the yellow card, and at 2 minutes I raise the red card. So please, for speaker, thank you.
Thank you, Frank. But the network was really disturbing you, but we've heard it all. Thank you so much, Frank. At this moment, I would like to invite Alex, our VP, to give us an education moment. Alex, over to you.
Thank you, Judith. I'm looking forward to this meeting. I've had speakers and looks like it's going to be an exciting meeting. My education moment today was inspired by a trip I took to Lubowa yesterday. Yesterday, there was an education minute or moment or workshop. Yeah, it was a very, very, very insightful session, and it was talking about evaluations. We all do this. We're all going to evaluate at one point, or we're going to get evaluated at one point. Even the guests will evaluate you. So this topic is quite topical and relevant. So I'll try and summarize everything about evaluations in 2 to 3 minutes. Here we go. Please tag along and fasten your seatbelts. So what's an evaluation, Toastmasters and guests? Evaluation basically is feedback. But how do you give this feedback to members? So we all like feedback, but we all don't like, we not all of us taking feedback the same way. So how does a Toastmaster deliver feedback to a speaker? The best tested way and documented way by Toastmasters is to give constructive feedback in what you call a sandwich method, or Oreos, that's layered feedback you give. So your feedback should be in 3 comfortable layers. The first one is you highlight the speaker's points. You try some highlights, you recognize and you empathize with the speaker, because in 5 minutes, the speaker will have done some things right. Then the second way is to point out things the speaker can improve. For every good speech, it can be great. So there's always something that the speaker can improve on their speech. And then finally, you can motivate the speaker. Speakers, especially if someone's giving their first speech, they want to come back and speak again. So you can summarize your evaluation by encouraging and coaching the speaker. Of course, you need to be clear and concise. An evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes. And be supportive, the speaker. So an evaluation is a speech of its own. A lot of us just come and highlight what the speaker did well, but we forget that an evaluation is a whole speech. There's even a speech contest for this. So your evaluation should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Be humorous. Apply other speech techniques like vocal variety and your body language. Of course, be genuine and summarize your evaluation. Don't just walk away. Just go back and summarize it. Then the language you use, the way you deliver your evaluation. Toastmasters and guests, your evaluation is really simply your opinion about the speaker. So you want to use the I language. Say, I believe, I suggest, my reaction is. Avoid things like saying that you didn't, you shouldn't have, you failed. I've seen this before, as an evaluator comes and tells the speaker that he failed on your objective and please repeat the speech. At Toastmasters, really, Toastmasters is fail proof. That's the word? Yeah. No one fails at Toastmasters. So avoid telling the speaker that they failed because it's still your opinion. Evaluator's mantra. This is the best way to give evaluation because you're evaluating the speaker on what you saw, what you heard, and what you felt. Evaluate the speech and not the person. So Toastmasters and guests, it's never that personal with evaluations. Focus on the speech. The nose of evaluation. Do not repeat or retell the speech. We already had it. Do not whitewash without suggestions. You can't come and say, wow, what a great speech. Great vocal variety. Great. Be a little bit more specific with the evaluation. Do not berate or beat up your subject. Do not embarrass anyone. Toastmasters is a safe space. It's the safest space I've seen on earth, so don't embarrass speakers. Effective evaluation. Add value for the speaker and the audience. Evaluations are not just for the speaker, they're also for the audience. Be authentic, entertaining, be creative, inventive. We have 4 evaluators today, so I'm going to look out for how inventive they will be. Address all score categories. A speech evaluation has a scorecard, especially if you've done a contest, if you've been a contest judge before, there's a ballot for evaluation, and these are the scores they look out for. Your analysis, your recommendations, your technique, and how you summarize your evaluation. And of course, please, let's have fun. We're all here voluntarily. We woke up in the morning to be here. So let's have fun while doing it. Be genuine, like I said, recognize the strengths and improvements, avoid value judgments, create a climate for motivation, really make magic with a speaker, be very positive. And it's what we do at Sunrise. Of course, I cannot give an educational moment without mentioning Ralph C. Smedley. Toastmasters know who this is. Dr. Ralph C. Smedley is a founder of Toastmasters. And Toastmasters is 100 years old. Please keep me honest if I'm not telling the truth, but yeah, Toastmasters was begun in 1904 or 24, I'm not sure, thereabout. So he says in one of the books, no Toastmasters club is fulfilling its obligation to its members unless it brings them to the maximum of training in the art of constructive criticism. So if there's one word you can take away from this meeting, just pick a word from this collage of words, pick one word and go with it for your next evaluation. Toastmasters, if I can hear your voices, what word will you pick from this collage? Anyone?
Supportive. I'll pick supportive.
Yes, another one?
I'd also pick supportive.
Yes.
Collaborative.
Yes. So all these words, yes, all these words will guide you in your next evaluation. Be respectful, be encouraging, be helpful, be empathetic, be dependable, be driven. Dependable is very key. And Toastmasters, you're all dependable. You're all here, you're committed to evaluate, and you've turned up. There's so many resources on evaluation, not just Basecamp. You can find evaluation resources everywhere, and I mean everywhere. I won't share this in the chat, so we'll move on. Yeah, I mentioned this. Toastmasters evaluation has criteria. I won't share this in the chat also. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Alex. That was such a moment. I have learned I need to improve when it comes to my evaluations. Now, let's go to our awaited segment of the meeting. And this is speech delivery. Earlier I told we have 4 speakers, but our first speaker today is going to be Josephine Matovu. Josephine Matovu is going to be evaluated by Agnes. Agnes, when I engaged her concerning the theme of the meeting, this is what she told me. When we think about certain things constantly, they eventually get expressed in our actions. And I think Agnes is right. When I thought about being a Toastmaster of the day, my action right now is I am the Toastmaster of the day. Agnes, please come and tell us what you expect during the speech of Josephine Matov. Please give us your expectation of her speech. Over to you, Agnes.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Josephine, it's so good to have you give your speech today, and we are looking forward to it, particularly because the purpose of your speech is for you to introduce yourself to the club members. So we're going to get to know a little bit more about you, Josephine. And also the purpose of your speech is to learn the basic structure of how speech is done. And for that reason, I will be looking out for a clear introduction, body, and conclusion. And if there is anything else that comes through, I'll be sharing with you as I give us a report. So, Toastmasters and guests, welcome with me, Josephine Namatovu, with the speech title, Unveiling Jam. Unveiling Jam, Josephine Matovu. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Agnes. Today, I'm extremely exalted to be giving my icebreaker speech. Certain names are unique, and it's for this reason that they are reserved for certain people. I happen to be among the few people that are honored to bear those unique names. I come from Teso region, and in particular, Mora district, which is in the eastern part of Uganda. Amongst the Iteso, the name Adomo is reserved specifically for twin girls and is given to the girl that comes second in order of birth. I was born 10 minutes after my twin sister and therefore named Adomo. Being an identical twin has come with lots of fascinating experiences. There are instances in which I have had to wave at people I don't even know, simply because they are known to her. Other times, I've had to continue in conversations I did not even start, simply because the conversation was held with her. And amidst all this drama is the peace of mind that comes with knowing that I'm never alone and I have that one person that I can always share my high and low moments. I have been blessed to be able to double my network of friends, and this is simply because all her friends eventually become my friends. On the 9th of November 2012, I was extremely exalted to say I do to my knight in shining armor, and henceforth acquired the name Matoku. 2 weeks ago, we celebrated 8 years of this awesome journey, and God indeed has been so faithful. We have been blessed with 3 children, 2 girls, and 2 boys and 1 princess. I started off my career as an accountant in 2007 at United Assurance, which today is the UAP Old Mutual Group. I worked for the institution for a period of 6 years. And because of my quest to understand the insurance sector better, I opted to join the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda, at which I am diligently serving. And throughout my time at the Insurance Authority, I have come to appreciate the role that insurance plays in averting the day-to-day risks that we face. I'm also currently pursuing a master's in business administration from the Herod University of London. While at work, my colleagues prefer to call me JAM. JAM is an abbreviation for Josephine Adongo Matoko. JAM is very passionate about family. And this is because right from childhood, my parents taught the principle of God first, family second, and the rest will fall in line. I'm also very passionate when it comes to inspiring and encouraging people to develop and aspire to be better and to reach their greatest aspirations. And this is because I have had the opportunity to be mentored and have somebody hold my hand in every aspect of my life. And what better way to give back than holding the hand of another person? And finally, JAM is very, very intentional when it comes to developing self. And what better way to develop self than choosing to join Toastmasters International, a place where great leaders are made. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Jam. I've loved that. When I saw Jam, I thought you're referring to the jam that we usually enjoy. I was wrong. Jam is Josephine Adong Matov. Thank you, Josephine. Our next speaker today is Moses Rutahigwa. Moses Rutahigwa is going to be evaluated by Anne Muhairi. Anne Muhairi is a member of Lower Toastmasters, also a president of Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity. Anne, please come forth and tell us of what you expect of Moses as he delivers his speech. Over to you, Anne.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Moses, I am exalted to be your evaluator this morning. Moses is doing his path presentation mastery. He's at level 1, project 2. The purpose of Moses' project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for Moses to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech that was titled "A Million Races," and that he has applied the feedback to his second speech. Moses, I will be looking out for your eye contact, your vocal variety, and how well you have applied the feedback that was given in your first speech. Toastmasters and guests, let's welcome Moses Lutahigwa with a speech titled Turning Point. Turning Point, Lutahigwa Moses.
Life is one long curve full of turning points. These are the words of Pierre Trudeau, the 15th Prime Minister of Canada. The iconic and fascinating and fictitious activity of our time can be learned from one of the superheroes of our time. The fiction hero Superman has been around for the last 80 years and is one of the world's most famous and iconic book icons of our time. It portrays a character with somebody with super strength, super ability, superpower, supervision, and also the ability to regenerate from one season to another. This character has the ability to leap over tall buildings and also the strength to carry the biggest motor vehicles ever produced, and also can be able to withstand challenges or any force pushed towards it. Over 40 people and 40 actors have depicted this similar strength over the last 80 years, and I believe many of us here are fans of Superman. The children love Superman, the elders love Superman, and as many of us do. But have you ever paused and asked yourself, what are your superpowers? If you activated your superpowers in your business, life, and career, what would be the outcome? Such is the story of one Stacy, a humble girl raised in the Pearl of Africa, who went on to a stage no one had been before. I remember the night she was announced as the top model in Africa while we were having our simple choir practice. That night, we had church like no other. We rejoiced and exulted in this great news because that moment had changed her life forever. I cannot forget that moment when her life transformed to a stage where she has been able to stand at one of the leading and topmost model stations ever produced in the world. Technology has had its own share of evolution and transformation. From the early 1900s discovery of the telephone to the invention of the computer in 1980s, it was simply trotting. But the last 20 years of the internet have been super amazing. The rate of evolution, the rate of strength, the rate of imagination, ideation, creativity, learning, and relearning has been enormous. It makes one wonder what will happen in the next 20 years. It seems that side of the world has discovered its own superpower. 2020 has also been something many of us to reflect on and think through. The wait for a post-COVID life is fading away. And now the core COVID environment is what we are in. No one could believe that we could live and thrive in the midst of a pandemic. That power lies inside of us. In the midst of such challenges, you have two choices to make. either adapt and thrive, or slowly go into extinction. As Ernest Hemingway put it, how do you become bankrupt? Gradually, then suddenly. How do you change a new year? By taking actions gradually, then suddenly into the new life. If we were to look forward to 2021, what are the things that you'd want to do as a person, as an individual? I want to leave you 3 things to reflect on as you go into the new year. If your beliefs and thoughts are not leading to the desired outcome, what should you change? If your scorecard for 2020 is not aligned to the things you set yourself to do, what should you do? And finally, if your lifestyle is not living to the desired life you expected, what should you do? That power lies inside of you. It's the ability to change, to stand firm, and take actions on anything that you want to do. You have that power inside of you. Life is full of turning points. Activate them, and life will be different. Thank you so much. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Moses. This is so outstanding. It's in relation to our theme, actually. You have said, if our beliefs and thoughts are not leading us somewhere, then where are we? We come back to the fact that our thoughts become what to think about. Irene told us that we have neural parts in our brain, and these neural parts, they turn our thoughts into reality. Members, what he's talking about is true. It's very, very important for us to turn our thoughts to have thoughts that are going to benefit us to a better reality. Thank you, Moses. Our third speaker is Brenda Atwine. Brenda Atwine is a sergeant at arms at Toastmasters, Kampala Sunrise. She's going to be evaluated by our own president, Anne Awori. When I engaged Anne Awori concerning the theme of the meeting, this was her view. You think about something all the time, you work hard and find a way to make it happen. And every morning what she does everything through Christ who gives her strength. I am certain that Anne today is our president because she thought about it. She took time, and before we knew, she stood for being a president of Kampala Sunrise Toastmasters, and that's who she is today. Anne, I'd like you to come forth and tell us what you expect of Brenda during the delivery of her speech. Members, join with me to welcome Anne Awori. Anne Awori, over to you.
Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the day. Brenda, this morning is attempting level 2 of strategic leadership pathways. Brenda, you will be expected to deliver your speech between 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of your speech is for you to observe your time management patterns. You will be expected to deliver a well-organized speech about any topic, and you may choose to speak about a time management exercise that you completed during this project and give your speech within the allotted time, 5 to 7 minutes. Brenda Atwine, the winning speech, Brenda Atwine.
As a daughter to an English literature professor father, I have always been fascinated by the art of communication and influencing people through effective communication. Frankly speaking, I have procrastinated at developing this art until I joined Toastmasters in September last year. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, Ever since I joined Toastmasters, I have never won any contest, not even attaining the first level position in our regular club competitive speeches. Last month, I contested for the second time in the table topics contest, and I never made it to the best 3. By show of hands, how many of you have gone through this pain of losing and almost gave up? Can I see some hands? Okay, I see 1 or 2. Thank you very much. You are not alone. After I lost in last year's contest, I went to my dad and I asked him, Dad, why do I keep failing to deliver good speeches or winning speeches? And my dad said, my daughter, you refused to listen to me and you continue not to listen to me. Now listen and listen very carefully. In order for you to catch up on the lost time, I want you to take time and study some of the speeches for great men like Abraham Lincoln, Winston Churchill, and come back to me with a progressive report. I said, okay, Dad, I will. Toastmasters, that's still unfinished business for me. What did I learn from this brief conversation with my dad? That being good at what you do takes time and discipline. Therefore, in the last 10 days of this month, I took time to study my evaluation notes, study some materials on great speeches, what it takes to attain a winning speech, and to become a competent speaker. Toastmasters, here is my goal for 2021. To improve and master the skill of storytelling. Storytelling is a skill that I discovered that is essential for my growth. So I'm going to set aside 2 hours every day to study this art of storytelling. How will I measure my progress or my growth? I will use at least 2 opportunities in Toastmasters to deliver speeches with storytelling. I will also read at least 2 articles or 2 books every month that have the element of storytelling. What actions will I take to drive this change? I'm going to identify an accountability partner to help me assess my progress, but also someone I can report to. And that will also include my dad, whom I will give a progressive report on the speeches that I have read. I actually called him today to remind him of our unfinished assignment. Toastmasters, in the last 10 days, which is 240 hours, I realized that I used about 1.8 days, which is about 18 hours, to study some materials on storytelling, prepare and deliver this speech. Believe me, all this learning time is positioning me to earn a winning speech, to become a competent communicator and exult in victory. Finally, what is your strategic activity? Have you allocated time to it? Do not procrastinate. Time management relates to everything you do, whether it's organizing and practicing a speech, mastering the arts of body gestures, mastering the arts of vocal variety. Everything requires time. Do not let anything stop you from earning a winning speech, as long as you apply time management techniques to your strategic goals. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Brenda Atwini. That was an amazing speech. Our first speaker is Alvin Almeida. Alvin is going to be evaluated by Letitia. Letitia, would you please come forth and tell us of your expectations towards Alvin's speech? Over to you, Letitia. Letitia?
I'm not sure Letitia is in the house, but I will do it. As a Toastmaster, I'll wear many hats. Our next speaker
Thank you, Alex.
is someone we're getting used to at Kampala Sunrise. She's a regular role taker, not just a visitor. Whenever she comes, she's doing a role. Today, she's not just evaluating, but she's also speaking. Alvina Almeida's speech is titled, Good or Bad Luck. Her speech objective today is to deliver a humorous speech. Are you ready for some Indian humor? Alvina Almeida, good or bad luck? Good or bad luck? Alvina Almeida.
Thank you. Thank you very much, contest. What? You can't hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, now we can't hear you.
No.
You've
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Now? Now?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes, we can.
Oh my God. Okay, great. Thank you. Luck is never on my side, as you just saw. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever met Lady Luck? Is she nice to you? Because as you just saw, she's never nice to me. Let me tell you another incident. In January 2020, I attended a junior military training camp in Punjab. Now, I'm from the smallest state of India, that is Goa, which is located on the west coast, whereas Punjab is a huge interland state. So, if the winters in Goa are cold, the winters in Punjab are freezing cold. And mind you, even this natural insulation, not enough. So I had to pack more. I packed 3 bags for the trip. One, my rolling bag for my small wardrobe, my backpack for all my electronics, and my bag for these. My military shoes, because these bad boys demanded their own bag and their own ticket. Finally, I was done with packing and ready to go. The day arrived. My train was scheduled at 3 p.m., but I left the house at the most optimal time, 2:45. So I finished everything and I left the house. As soon as I stepped out of the house, I was feeling really lucky. The handle of my rolling bag broke. I didn't have much of time and I couldn't change bags. So I said, just get on with it. Picked my bags and went to the railway station. Lucky me, my dad is an engineer and he used India's best known method to fix my bag. He mastered this method in all his years of engineering. I dare say it's even worthy of a PhD. This method is called Jugaad, the English equivalent to a DIY quick fix. So with a few nuts and screws, my bag lock was fixed and I was ready to go to Punjab. We reached Punjab at 11 o'clock in the night and it was pretty dark. Our campsite was around half a kilometer away and there were no vehicles in sight. So we decided to walk it out. I had my backpack on me, my rolling bag in one hand and the shoe bag in the other. So as I was walking, I suddenly felt someone press my shoulder. Okay. Alvina, Alvina, I'm tired. I can't do it. What? No, keep going, keep going. The campsite is just there. Keep going. No, Alvina, I can't. And the strap of my backpack tore. I think Lady Luck missed the train because now I ended up with 3 handbags and only 2 hands. So, ooh, so oh, wait, can you please mute what I was saying? Only 2 hands. So I couldn't handle my bags. So what I did, I just juggled my bags and walked to the campsite. Now the camp started. And let me tell you, it was one of the most amazing camps I ever had. We visited places like the Golden Temple and the Wagah border. The Wagah border is a border between Pakistan and India, and visiting that as an NCC cadet is a huge dream come true. And it was amazing. Do you know why it was especially amazing? It's because I did not carry any of my bags. Camp was over and it was finally time to go back home. Now, I need to tell you, I am a professional procrastinator. So I did not repair my backpack until we had few minutes to leave. So I got out my needle and thread, stitched my backpack, stuffed my other 2 bags, got ready, and I was ready to go. So as I was reaching out to my last surviving bag, handle was intact until I picked it up. Yes, true story. It broke. By now, I wasn't even surprised. I just looked at the bag. The bag looked at me. What? It's not my fault your NCC shoes are heavy, Alvina. Fine. Did I complain? So what did I do? I used India's well-known method again. I picked up my boot, stripped it off its laces, and there, my bag got a new handle. Deal with it. And off I went back home. On our way back home, a chai wala passed by. A chai wala, basically a tea seller. So I ordered a cup of chai for myself. And the tea seller handed me a single coin. Luck is like this coin. 50-50. But the experience is the whole coin. I don't know when, but I stopped looking for luck and started looking at my situations as another experience. So let me ask you, was any of this my good or bad luck? Nuh-uh. It was just another experience. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin. That must have been a wonderful experience on my part. Because nothing is good or bad, it's just the way you look at it. Thank you. Alex, would you please go ahead and display the polls for members to vote the best speaker of the day? Timer, it's important that you consider time as we vote for a speaker. You should not go above 2 minutes. In the meantime, as we vote, in line with our theme today, members, I would like you to urge you that because we become what we think about, it's important that whatever things are true, whatever things are honest, whatever things are just, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, let us always think about such things. Let us dwell on such thoughts, for they'll give us better results.
I think the 1 minute is done for the poll.
It's done. Thank you. Now it's time for us to go to the next stage of our meeting, and that is table topics. Rather, evaluation. Sorry about that, members. Pardon?
Table topics, you're right. Table topics.
Yes, table topics. Thank you. Our table text master today is Davis. Davis, over to you as we help us to learn speaking on our feet without preparations. Over to you, Davis.
I think it's Diane Hunter.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. This part of the meeting is impromptu speaking. You've heard prepared speeches, and now you will hear people who are speaking off the cuff. They don't know what I'm going to ask them, and so they couldn't prepare for it. They will have 1 to 2 minutes to give their answer. They will see green at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2. The theme for today is we become what we think about. That was Earl Nightingale's epiphany when he read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. One of the lines in Think and Grow Rich is, dreams are the seedlings of reality. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. What does that mean to you, Catherine? Did we lose Catherine?
I think she left.
Okay. Then we'll turn this over to a guest. Eric, are you up for the challenge? Don't tell me this is strike two. Okay,
Oh,
then let's go.
oh my God.
Hey, Eric.
Yes, I want to try to attempt.
Wonderful. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. What does
dream.
that mean to you?
First of all, I think that dreams is when I have a thought in my mind, when I have a plan, I want to do something. And I think everything starts with the thought. It starts with the thought. So dreams, when I have a dream, it is a seedling. It is the first step to the reality, to the action that I would want to see, that I would want to achieve at one moment in life. So I believe in the statement that dreams are the seedlings of reality.
Wonderful, thank you. The Wright brothers dreamed of flying, and they did. What have you dreamed of doing? Rita.
Please say that again.
The Wright brothers dreamed of flying, and they did. What have you dreamed of doing?
What have I dreamed doing? I recently started reading the book by Joyce Meyer entitled Power Thoughts. And in her introduction, she says, what the mind thinks, the man follows. I have always dreamt of growing my skills in programming. And there was a point in my life where I had let that go because I was busy doing other things. But that was always in my mind. I knew I wanted in the medical field. And so recently I got myself into something. I started programming in genetics. Can you imagine? Genetics. And at first it was so hard. I didn't even know about genetics, and I had to start from zero. What is genetics? All that biology I did in Form 6, Senior 6. But indeed, what the mind thinks, the man will follow. And now I do programming in population genetics. What's that you're thinking about and you can't do? You see it as something so far. You just see it in your dreams. It can surely come to pass if you put your mind to it, you dream about it, you put it into practice. Whatever the mind thinks, your body can do. Over to you.
Thank you, wonderful. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford said that. He was a can-do man. His engineers told him it was impossible to make an engine block with 8 cylinders. He told them, just do it. They did. If you could do anything and you knew you would succeed, what would you do, Samuel?
If I could do anything and I knew I could succeed, I would continue with my current idea. I have a baby, okay? When I say I'm a father of twins, not the physical babies, but ours. I'm a founder of 2 organizations. My second one is just a baby because it's merely a month old. So if I told you I could do it, I could develop this travel engine for Africa, which I'm currently working on. I would build this platform where everyone seeking to visit Africa comes in through the platform. The platform tells you where to go, tells you where to sleep, tells you who to go to tour Africa with, and many more. So this is a dream. And this dream, I have to make it be. And that's why if I was to dream of coming up with something, this is all I would dream about. Yeah, I can see from your faces you're excited. I'll be launching it very soon, and it will become to be. Over to you, Madam Table Topics.
Thank you. We will exult when your dream becomes reality.
Thank you.
How is Toastmasters helping you achieve your desire? Susan. Do we have Susan? Okay, let's go to Nancy.
I'm extremely exalted that I joined Toastmasters International, and I must say it has had an enormous impact in my life. I joined Toastmasters just 8 months ago, and I had this extreme desire to be a good speaker, someone who can communicate and enable people to love what I have said and enjoy what I speak about. In my career, I am into sales. And if you have to be able to sell, you have to be persuasive at speaking. And I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. And it's one of the reasons that I joined Toastmasters. I hardly knew how to sell. And when I joined my organization, I didn't know how I was going to pull this off. And it's because of Toastmasters that I was able to persuade and encourage a good number of people to get into or buy our policies at UAP. And it's notwithstanding that I am one of the top performers at UAP Old Mutual. If it wasn't for Toastmasters, I wouldn't have acquired the soft skills that I've been able to do as a result of taking up my speeches and enrolling in pathways, and that is in particular persuasive speaking. I must say I am not yet there, but each day that I attend different Toastmasters meetings and also indulge in my own pathways, I become a better version of myself. It's amazing how I speak, and many people say, how are you able to do that? And I think it's because of the impact that Toastmasters has had on me. So friends out there, if you hadn't joined Toastmasters and are still thinking about it, please jump on the ship, because I believe you will become better at speaking and influencing wherever you are, and being a better speaker and influencer at what you do. Join Toastmasters. If you are not yet a Toastmaster, you will not regret. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
What a wonderful advertisement for Toastmasters. Thank you, Nancy. Last question. Gratitude journals, where you write down the things that you're grateful for every day, help us focus on positive thoughts and what is good in our lives. As you start your weekend, what are you grateful for? Moses Atwine.
Wow. I didn't expect that, but am I audible? Can you guys hear me?
You're a little low, but yes.
Okay. What am I grateful for? I am grateful for life. I'm a father of two. One awesome daughter, she's called Adela, and the son, Arnold. Giving life is it's not something obvious. It comes along with responsibilities, but above all, giving birth to healthy and adorable kids. They're actually playing around, and they're about to come and interfere. So yeah, life. I'm grateful to life, and during this time of COVID, it has brought me thinking. I never thought I would be a part of Toastmasters. I've always wanted to improve my speech. But during this time, I've been able to attend my first meeting and meeting friends on the platform. There are so many things really to be grateful for. It's an experience of learning, and whenever I learn something new, that improves the quality of life. And I'm hoping to learn more from each and every one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moses. Awesome answer. Well, I think this club is a very positive, forward-thinking club, and all of your answers were wonderful. We become what we think about, and all of you are thinking about positive, wonderful things to accomplish in this world, and I think you will. I exulted when I was given the opportunity to be your table topics master, and you have made it very much worth my while to stay up late. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you so much. Those were lovely, lovely table topics, helping us to have a positive thinking. They were in line with our theme, and that is very, very important. Thank you so much. I am certain that everybody that has participated in the table topics has not left the same. Their thinking must have been triggered somewhere. I am certain of that. Thank you. Thank you. Now, let's go to a third segment of our speech. General Evaluator, invite you. Please come forth and help us, giving us your report through the evaluation group that you put in place. In the meantime, as you do, okay, Ale, thank you so much for the reminder, Sergeant at Arms. Thank you so much. Please, members, go ahead and select, vote for your best topic person. All right. I'm certain that the 1 minute is done. General Evaluator, Irene Kambonesa. I welcome you to come forth and give us a report that has been compiled by your team. Irene Kambonesa, over to you.
What a great meeting. I am so exhausted. It's been wonderful being here. And I will now call upon the roll takers to come and give us their reports. I will start with the timer. Timer, please come and give us your report. Yes.
Irene, pardon me. We have evaluators. The evaluators have not delivered their report.
I was thinking we could have the timer, the grammarian, and then go into evaluations. And then after the evaluations, I would give my report. Is that okay?
But you need the evaluators' time. It
Sorry?
will be fine, but how shall we time the evaluator? How shall we time the evaluators?
Okay.
We need to time the evaluators to know the time they have taken.
Okay. Let me get on to the evaluators. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Our first evaluator is Agnes Katshare.
No problem.
Agnes Katshare, would you please come and give a report of your evaluation of the first speaker?
Thank you, Irene. Josephine, listening to your speech was such an exalting experience. I noticed several outstanding elements in your speech, but I will point out 3 and areas suggested for improvement. Firstly, I loved the surprise element in your speech. Who knew that jam is actually Josephine? When I first saw the title, I was thinking bread. And to my surprise, it was Josephine. Well done. That was a nice surprise. Toastmasters and guests, did you notice how she leaned forward when she was telling us about jam, as though to reveal a secret? That is audience engagement, Josephine. Keep it up. Our eyes were glued on our computer and phone screens, ready to listen to what you were about to share with us, because clearly it was worth listening to, the way you presented it. Thirdly, you used gestures several times in your speech. For example, when you talked about the 8 years in your marriage. For your next speech, Josephine, what do I think you can improve? May I request the person to mute, please, Davis? I need Josephine to hear this part. Okay. Consider utilizing your voice as a tool to make your speech even more exciting or emphasize certain areas of your speech. It would have been good to hear the excitement in your voice when you are, for instance, talking about your shining armor, your knight in shining armor, as well as other instances in your speech. And it would be good to see it on your face. About a month ago, I was reading material within Toastmasters about the same. So we have a lot that you can read on that or engage any of us about it. In conclusion, Josephine, you achieved the objectives of your speech. We now know we can call you Jam. You are an accountant, you are a twin for those who didn't know. You have 3 children, among other things. We followed through your speech seamlessly, right from your introduction, body, and ending. I look forward to your next speech, Jam. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Agnes Katshare, for that elaborate evaluation. I'm always happy to listen to your evaluations because I learn a lot from you. Our second evaluator is Anne Muhaire. And Anne Muhaire evaluated Moses' speech. Anne Muhaire, can you please come and give us the feedback?
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Timer, how much time did Moses take? How much time did Moses take?
Moses took 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Moses, you are well within the time. Moses, you delivered a well-organized speech. You were able to incorporate most of the feedback from your previous speech. Thank you, and I congratulate you. For instance, you were asked to challenge yourself to improve your eye contact in order to connect with your audience. And despite this being a virtual meeting, you were able to connect with us by looking straight in the camera and looking sideways. That was very good. Secondly, you were asked to vary your vocal variety in order to emphasize your message to make your speech more memorable. You still excelled at this, Moses. For instance, you said, I believe most of us here are fans of Superman. This was emphatic. I became nostalgic about my teenage years when I dreamt of becoming Superman someday. You also said no one could believe that we could thrive through the 2020 pandemic. You were still emphatic. You ended your speech in a more subtle, albeit more memorable way when you challenged us to think about three things. What should you challenge yourself about? What should you do? What should you do to activate the turning points in your life to be different? Thank you, Moses. You may want to challenge yourself to work on engaging your audience more by posing questions and receiving feedback from one or two people. This helps to engage the audience more. Lastly, you may want to challenge yourself to use physical gestures as a tool to enhance your speech. Thank you, Moses. You gave us a well-structured speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anne Mhaire, for that elaborate evaluation, citing examples and also giving areas of improvement. May I request Anne Awori to come and give us a report about Brenda Twine's speech, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Brenda, well done on delivering such a captivating speech. I would like to know from our timer how much time Brenda used. Timer?
Brenda used 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay, I cannot hear the timer, but Brenda, well done. You grabbed our attention from the very beginning of your speech by engaging us, asking the audience how many people had gone through the pain of losing. You shared it with us, your personal experience and pain of never winning in any speech or speech contest. We could all relate to this, Brenda. Well done. Then you also shared with us how you are going to improve on this in order for you to get a winning speech. You told us how you are going to engage more in 2021. You told us how you're going to improve by mastering storytelling, that you are going to put in more time, and you are going to get an accountability partner. This also includes your dad. This was a good way of showing us how you're planning to achieve as you go to the level of becoming a competent speaker. So we could all relate with your speech as you were delivering it. And one thing, Brenda, you had told me to look out for the vocal variety. You excelled in that because you showed us this when you were talking about your experience. I could see that you did well in this, Brenda. One thing that you could improve on is also to consider making more gestures as you're delivering your speech. And overall, Brenda, that was a great speech. I liked when you brought out that clock to show us how you are working so hard, putting in more days to make sure that you get your goal. Thank you, Brenda. Your speech was great and you achieved the objective of the speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that wonderful evaluation. It was difficult, I can say, if I were to decide who was the best person. And it was difficult for me to decide who to vote for this morning. All the speeches were spot on. May I have Alex to come and give us the evaluation report for our guest, Almedia, who gave a humorous speech. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you, Irene. It's such a great honor for me to evaluate Alvina Almeida. Good or bad luck? What an intriguing title for her speech. And indeed, I like the way she began her speech with a blooper. And I think it was intentional when she was muted and she brought her speech title to life when she showed us her aspect of bad luck when she began her speech while she was muted. Technology is not everyone's friend here. It can happen to anyone. We've seen that in these virtual meetings, but I like how you brought that relevancy into your speech and in a humorous way. Alvina, your speech was full of, you had a love-hate relationship with your bag, and I love that. And your speech was just around that. It was well contained. You focused on your trip and your bag, and you had this amazing conversation with your bag. And it brought out some dialogue and great use of dialogue when you spoke to your bag. Like your bag spoke back to you. Is it my fault that your shoes are heavy, Alvina? That was a very good way of telling a story. I liked amazing quotes in your speech, and what I liked most about your speech are your gestures, your movements. You did so well when you performed that, when you roll your bag and you move with your bag and stayed in the same screen. I think you mastered the art of virtual presentation because I could see your movements and your gestures were not exaggerated, and your message with your bag, your tone bag. It was a tone and break affair, and we learned something with your speech, how to fix a bag with a screw and some, was it duct tape? Your speech was humorous, informational, and there were great takeaways. Toastmasters and guests, did you take away the message when Alvina said that luck is like a coin, great use of a prop also, 50-50, but the experience is a whole coin. To me, I'll go away from this meeting with that lesson. Thank you, Alvina Almeida. For every good speech, it can be made great. So what can you improve? What can you improve with such an amazing speech? That's always a tough thing for evaluators when a speaker comes and performs. How do you improve a great speech? So Alvina, you could connect more with an international audience. I felt like your humor was a little bit Indian, but you're now in Kampala, so you could maybe read more about international audiences and you will be much more effective. Otherwise, the speech was great. I loved it. I got your humor. Looking forward to your next speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Alex, for that evaluation report. That speech actually reminded me of my first time travel out of Uganda, the experiences that I had. So it was quite engaging. Toastmaster of the day, would you like me to get the roll takers?
Yes, Irene, please proceed and invite the road takers.
Okay, thank you very much. May I please call upon the timer to come and give us their report? Is Frank Tronjirwe in the house?
Of my video work. Took maximum of 7 minutes. So she used her time well. Then Rutahigwa used 5 minutes and 22 seconds. It was also within time. Then Brenda used 6 minutes and 20 seconds. She was also within time. Alvina used 7 minutes and 47 seconds, slightly outside her time. Then for table topics, speakers, Eric used 1 minute. He had 2 minutes. Rita used 1 minute and 20 seconds, was also within time. Samuel used 1 minute and 30 seconds. Nancy slightly went beyond her time. She's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Then Moses used 1 minute and 1 second. Then had 3 minutes allotted to them. And Agnes used 3 minutes and 2 seconds, 2 seconds outside her time. Then Anne Muhedre used 2 minutes, also within time. Anne Awol used 3 minutes. She managed to use all her time. And finally, Alex used 3 minutes and 55 seconds. He was outside his time allotted to him. So thank you very much, General Evaluator. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Frank, for that report. May I call the grammarian, Irene,
Back to you, General Evaluator.
Give us her report. The grammarian doubled as an R counter. Irene, are you in the house? Irene had told me that she has issues with the network and that if she is not able to come onto online, that she will be able to write the report and send it to members. So I will call her again, and if she is not in the house, then we will proceed. Irene, are you in the house to give us a grammarian report? Okay, Irene is not here. Toastmaster of the day, Judith, can I continue with the general evaluation reports? Judith, are you with us?
I suggest you proceed, Irene.
Yeah.
Sorry?
We suggest you proceed.
Okay, thank you very much, Agnes. What an exhilarating meeting. I am exhausted. I came in and was grabbed by the warmth and welcome that I received from the Sergeant at Arms and from the President. I loved that the meeting started with the mission, you know, talking about the mission of Toastmaster International. There was a special time also for welcoming guests and making us feel at home. I loved that the Sergeant at Arms took us through the etiquette of the meeting to guide us how to move forward with this meeting. The Toastmaster of the day was top notch. The theme, I mean, everyone talked about the theme almost. I loved that she had a thread right from the beginning, talking about people's response about the theme, and also the other role takers taking it on. Judith, the Toastmaster of the day, your smiles were infectious. I liked the energy and the motivation that you infused into all of us. I must say that I had smiles throughout this meeting because the Toastmaster kept us, Toastmaster of the day, kept us alive, happy, and very motivated. Now, the speakers, I already talked about them, but I will talk again for emphasis. The speakers did an excellent job. I mean, if this was a contest, I think it would have been difficult to know who to choose out of the speakers. It kind of felt to me like it was a contest actually. So, and this reflects on the quality of Sunrise as a club. Congratulations, Sunrise, for having such a quality club. The speakers talked about things that, topics that could engage us. The Superman, I loved the quotations. And then talking about Dr. Smedley. Dr. Smedley is the one who started Toastmaster International. And if you get a Smedley Award, you have gotten the highest level of award in Toastmasters. So it was good to remember him and to get him into our speeches. The word of the day was used generally, and most people use the word of the day, although there were some speakers who did not. I loved the jam, you know, using abbreviations to put a point across. I loved the good use of English, the vocabulary, evolution. Each speaker had an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So congratulations, speakers. Now the evaluators came on and they used the pathways method of giving evaluation, the sandwich method. You talk about what the people excelled at, and then you talk about what could be improved, and then end again on the high, what they did best. And all evaluators did that. Congratulations, evaluators. I loved that you also used improvement, areas of improvement. Because in Toastmasters, we are here to grow and to develop. So when we point out areas for improvement, we are encouraging Toastmasters to improve, to get better and better, and then to grow and to develop. The educational was precise and concise. Alex, I loved that you had something at Toastmaster meeting last night. We finished about 9 p.m. or thereabout. And this morning you were presenting it at your club. I am, elated by that. You were precise, you were concise, and you also referred members to where they can get this resource. Thank you very much. Now, when we come to the table topics, I loved the topics, excellent topics, very, very engaging and very educative as well. As Diane said, that this meeting, members of this meeting are very positive people. I loved the variety of the topics, starting from people using quotes even in their speeches, and also Diane, she must have taken a lot of time to prepare this table topic session, and we can learn from her because it was getting out the best, but also teaching us how to become better table topics master. Generally, I loved the meeting. Very good time management. The meeting was kept active. It was like I was glued to my phone. And many times I get interruptions. Today, I'm glad I didn't get interruptions. Everything was exciting. And I just felt myself being thankful that I joined Toastmasters. What a way to start the weekend this morning with such an exhilarating meeting. The theme going through, I talked about that. I will emphasize it. It was a good theme and it ran through the whole meeting. Judith, well done. How can we improve? I thought the word of the day could be used more, and maybe the grammarian could post the word of the day earlier so people get to learn to use it. I also thought to avoid interactions in the meeting, we need to request members to mute themselves when they are not talking, because at one time I thought, what is going on? They were two speakers speaking at the same time. Overall, an excellent meeting. Top notch. I must say that I have been missing out on Sunrise. I am encouraged to come again and again. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Without any further ado, I would call on our president. Anne Awol, over to you.
Thank you so much, Judith. A round of applause for our Toastmaster this morning. Judith, well done.
Thank you.
That was a great theme this morning. We become what we think about. And this just reminded me of a quote I like a lot from Napoleon Hill in his book, Think and Grow Rich, that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And this is so true to many of the things that we have had today and in our general life. So thank you for that theme, Judith. And to all our speakers this morning, thank you so much. You have done us proud as Kampala Sunrise. Great speeches, table topics, Master, Diane, great questions. Thank you to all the participants. And all our role takers, we do thank you for taking part in today's meeting. I would like to remind us one more thing. Sunrisers and guests and Toastmasters who would like to join us this coming weekend on the 28th, we are going for our retreat. Please do join us. It will be an exciting time. The fees is about $396, and then there's a lower fee, which is the luxury tented camp. Get in touch with any of the Sunrisers and we shall give you more details, but please book now. Don't miss out on this fun. There will be lots of activities lined up. Also, if we still have some visiting members who want to join, I see Shem has been joining us for many times. You may consider joining Kampala Sunrise. We are open. And generally, this has been a great meeting this morning. I would like to recognize the better performers this morning. Everybody is a winner, but there are those that really excelled. And our better speaker this morning, can I hear some drum rolls? Is, can you guess? Jam.
Yes.
Jam is the better speaker this morning. Josephine, well done for your icebreaker. Well done, Josephine. And our next one is the table topics. Drum rolls. Nancy Apio, it seems the twins are taking it this morning. Well done. Well done, Nancy. You take it for table topics. And for the evaluators, drum rolls. The better evaluator was Anne Muhaire. Well done, Anne. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of. You're welcome to stay on and interact with us. Let us know more about your club, where you're joining us from. We are always happy when you visit us. Please continue to visit. Our general evaluator, thank you. It's been a while. I've not seen you. It's great to see you this morning. Okay, the meeting has come to an end. We can just chat now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you all, road takers.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
And all roads head to Rwanda for the area contest.
Hey, please share the link, Sam, if you
Wow.
All the
Oh,
best.
it's already on the group. Alex, I thought you have it. Let me resend to Alex to share in the group.
For some
Or
reason,
else I can post it on this chat.
yes, you can.
Let me post it on the chat. Yeah.
Thanks for your hospitality. Take
Thank
care.
you, Diane.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Diane.
Thank you, Diane.
We know it's late right now
Thank you,
in Las
Diane.
Vegas.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for a very
Thank
good meeting.
you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
There goes the link.
Yes, I have
Thank
loved.
you.
There goes.
Thank you, Samuel.
Yeah,
Carry
on the
Thank
link.
you, Anne.
Yes. Thank
We
you.
are 1 hour behind them, so the contest has just started.
Oh.
Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, Anne. Well done with the evaluation.
Thank you. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, everyone at Sun.
Welcome, Irene. Welcome. Thank you for that great job done.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for getting me out of my comfort zone.
That is nice. So we
Thank
expect you
you
for the
for
forthcoming meeting.
Sorry?
We expect you for the forthcoming meetings of Kampala Sunrise.
Yes, I will be coming more often now.
All
Great.
right. Thank you. That would be great.
We have some guests. Dan and Himwe. Please tell us how you found our meeting today.
The house.
There is a twin Moses, if Dan is not there. Is this Brenda, Twine's brother?
Let us find out.
Venus brother. You notice there's a difference in the names. Hers is
Oh, really?
double I, mine is single I. Yep.
Wow.
But there's another Moses. I'm a twin, she's a twin, but they are different in spelling. And then there's also a Moses. So basically, I'm an intersection of two people. This has been really good. I was excited to be a part of this. And
Wow.
I had thought there was a time, this is like the second or third meeting I'm attending. But I was thinking, now what if I was chosen to say something randomly? I'm like, okay, there was those cards that they were showing. I was like, okay, maybe binoculars. I was so ready to talk about binoculars. And guess what? I was told to talk about something else. But it was really mind-blowing, and I'm looking forward to being a part of the next meeting. Thank you, guys. I'm signing out now.
Okay, Moses, have a nice weekend. Thanks for visiting. Visit us again.
Thank you.
So you guys, where is the pro gig?
Davis is on the road.
Where is Davis going?
Yes, I'm on the road, on and off.
That's Davis. He's probably driving.
Oh.
And we want to give
Well
us
done, Judith.
Oh my God, guys, thank you so much for all the support given. Really grateful.
You pulled it
Thank
off.
you so much.
Judith, go Judith.
Couldn't have been done without you guys. Go President, go President. You guys, really, everything is teamwork. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for every input, every support, every guidance. I'm really thrilled. Thank you so much.
Toastmasters
I
magic.
just can't take it for granted. Huh? Pardon?
Toastmasters
I
magic.
didn't hear you. Yes, indeed, you're right. Toastmasters magic. Toastmasters magic. Oh my God, the program for next month. Have people enrolled? Have people registered?
Which one? It's this month. You mean the
Next
program
month.
of next
Oh my God,
weekend?
this month.
It is next weekend.
Yes, yes,
You better pay up now. You need
next
to pay now. Yes. We only have 5
We
days
need,
to
Are
go.
the rooms still available?
we need roll
Are the
takers.
rooms
Yes,
available?
for
I don't
you.
want to be
For you.
For me, they're available.
Mm.
Really? I don't want to be in a tent.
Yeah. How
I
many
don't
of
want
you
to be
are
in a
coming?
tent. If the rooms are available.
Yeah, I think the tents are still available. How many of you?
I think that tent
Now,
might
what about the rooms?
idea.
Do we have rooms?
I'm sure there are rooms. I'm sure there are rooms.
The tent might be a better idea.
Yeah, the tent might be a very good idea for a one weekend retreat.
Oh, okay.
For adventure. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure there are many rooms.
We shall see
Faith
that.
Yeah, the tents
I'm
are
going to pay.
usually nice tents.
I think so.
Nice tent.
Yeah. You'll be comfortable.
In a tent.
Yes.
Yeah, are you going to sleep? Phobia.
Ah.
This is 2020. I am doing
You're
things.
not adventurous type.
I need to be adventurous. Oh my God, it's camping. What happens when it rains?
It's just like a house, only that that house has a tent over. So it's a big tent. So it's very good. Although one day we were in Kalangala and those who were in tents, they were all submerged in water when it rained in the night. So those are the experiences in tents.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. But I'm going to pay up. I'm going to pay up.
Okay.
I'm going to pay up. Okay, guys. See you then.
Faith Amaro is the person to pay to. So get in touch with Faith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to get in touch with her.
All right.
Okay,
nice
guys.
Everyone. Thank you for
Thank
the
you
great
so much.
meeting. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.